I'll get my head out of my phone then.
Please do.
You've got to get on with the live guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to switch accounts.
It's not appearing for me yet. Oh, there we go. Right, so
I just got a notification on my iPad that says,
"Oh no,
watch live now, 37 Disney Street."
Have you? It's not coming up for me when I refresh the page.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we are.
Mum was telling me I had no internet and I couldn't switch to our account.
It's not appearing for me yet. Oh, there we go. And now I can hear it, so I'm just going to turn the volume off on it. There we are.
Yeah.
Hey. Here we go. It's that awkward bit when we wait to see if anybody turns up. And the answer at the moment is no. No, nobody is turning up.
That's why you always tell people the party starts at 7:30 when you've no intention of starting it till 8:30.
Yes, that's it. But with these kind of things, people expect it. Oh, it's jumped now. There's people there now. Hello, people.
It says there are 3 people, but are 2 of those us?
Are us. Are you or are you us?
I'm us.
Then probably not that, but I'm me. I'm me today.
One is Chris.
So there are 2 people. No.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Well, there's Mark anyway.
Hey,
Hi, Mark. Are you, Mark? I'm me.
I'm not. You are all individuals.
I'm not.
I'm not. Hey,
Possibly the best gag in any film ever.
Do I play some music now then? What do you reckon? Do we go for
Yeah,
it? Do we wait?
it
Do we do it?
And I better start this recording as well, eh?
Oh gosh, I hadn't even done that. Well, right, everybody watching, you get to see us do the stuff that I've forgotten to do. You know that whole thing about it being too easy? I've forgotten to set up all the backup audio recordings. So I need to do that now. So you're just going to have to wait a second while we get going. That's going. And now that's going. Right, are you ready, Hugh?
Yeah.
This is what we do, everybody. We clap it out. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
We realise how out of sync we are.
Yeah, and then I ignore the clicks anyway and sync it myself by ear because it's more reliable. Right then, let's get this show on the road.
Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
Disneyland Paris is still closed. That was the news.
Mm-hmm. It's good, isn't it?
And now traffic.
Yeah, you all know by now I'm in charge of creating the news, and some weeks I just make the executive decision that you'd rather hear that than go through a load of tedious things, which is basically construction continues and not much else. I've got a couple of things I might want to talk about before we go on to the beef of today's episode, beyond the news. Park reservations are available from March onwards. Have you done yours, Chris?
No.
Well, you should. They're available and you can.
What does it mean? What do you mean?
You still have to. You've got your park tickets, but you still. Oh no, you don't, because you're staying in a hotel, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in a hotel. It's all done.
It's all done.
They know I'm there.
Sorted.
You got me worried for a second then.
Going to Disneyland Paris, but not staying in a hotel, or a local who's a AP holder, you have to reserve you. What's going on?
I'm reaching over so that we are of equal
import.
I'm switching to gallery view is what I'm doing.
There we go.
Oh, so you can actually see things properly.
Yeah, because we were just a tiny little thumbnail in the corner.
Yeah. It's insignificant to anybody who's watching because they can't see the change, but I appreciate what's happening to you and why you've done it.
This is why I didn't really make this into a news item, because it's not that exciting unless you fit that small criteria of someone not staying Disney Hotel who doesn't have a dated ticket but you want to go. Park reservations are available. Arabas Brothers has got their online shop up and working. I think we kind of mentioned this last week, but it wasn't live. So if you want some Harry Best Brothers merch, you can. And then really, the only major event in the Disneyland Paris fan community this week was the Shop Disney launched a couple of T-shirts and the world went nuts.
Did they?
Yeah, they gave you like, there's about 36 hours notice because they said it was going to go live at 8 a.m. Here they go.
There you go.
Oh, no, Chris, there you go.
I know.
They were going to go live at 8 a.m. on Thursday, and then they didn't. They went to live at 8 a.m. on Friday, and then at 8:05 the site crashed, and then at 8:07 they'd sold out. But apparently they hadn't sold out. It's just because the site had crashed. So you can now buy these on Shop Disney.
That's a Euro Disney T-shirt and sweater.
But
It says Euro Disney, by
it's
the way.
Euro Disney, and
yeah.
it says 1992 on it.
And there's a mug.
It
a
sure does say
keychain.
1992, doesn't it?
There's a mug, a keychain, and a pin by the looks of it as well.
It literally and aesthetically says 1992. What are your thoughts on these guys?
Well,
They're very bold colours.
I like the aesthetic.
Looks like the screenshot, like the screen for Saved by the Bell, doesn't it? It's just got that
Yeah.
that unapologetically 90s feel to it.
Do you know,
Yeah.
I would like these in that kind of zingy pastel palette that you had in the 90s, talking about Saved by the Bell. Do you know the kind of thing I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd
quite like the
this
T-shirt.
design.
I quite like the colour of the T-shirt. I don't mind it. I would wear it, probably.
I just want to say we've got Mark in the chat, and also we've got Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh.
Hi, Mark.
A
that's,
challenge.
that's Mark with a K, Mark with a Q.
Well-
Exotic.
Mark and Mark.
Mark with a Q's got a Euro Disney oven mitt, he says.
Ooh.
We do.
There's some other
It
people.
doesn't say Euro Disney on it. It's just like Mickey's hand.
There
It's hung
are
over
other
there.
people hiding in the chat, but they're not making themselves known.
Talking.
But that's okay. You
Yeah.
can just lurk.
This is the kind of thing that for itself, I really wouldn't like it. But because of the vintage, nostalgic, ironic thing, I absolutely love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was a time where, like, obviously, there's a period after this where it looks ugly to us, and then after a while, it becomes nostalgic. So seeing those colours, it's normally really primary colours, but they've also got a purple and a sort of a turquoise in there, a greeny turquoise. Anyway, but yeah, that is now taken on a nostalgic vibe, and I want it.
I
Yeah.
remember having a conversation with a friend in the late 90s where we're like, there's not really a style to the 90s, is there? The 60s had a style, the 70s had a style, the 80s had a style. There's no style in the 90s. But when you look back from a period of 25 years, boy, were we wrong.
Well, no, the point is there was no style in the 90s. It's not that there was no style, there was no style. And that's the
Yeah.
problem.
You see, I think this, if we're on Disneyland Paris subject, I think this is about the village in that it is so 1992. And I think they've got two choices. They can strip it of that. Or what I actually think they should do at this point is just lean in. Just like whatever is 1992 about it, make the colours brighter, rebuild it a bit, make it even more 1992. And I think it would become a really charming destination.
Yeah, but also, I think that style is going to, like, after a while, it becomes fashionable again. And I think this early 90s style is going to come back in. And they could be trailblazing by, like you say, leaning into it and keeping it up.
Ready your
I've
shell
got
suits, people.
students- Yeah, I've got students who describe their style as 90s vintage, and a little bit of my 30-something heart dies when they do.
we
Right.
are.
But that's not the main body of our show today, because it's Christmas. It's Christmas, Chris. You've got snow in Adventureland back there. It's Christmas. I'm wearing an elfish outfit. Hugh has got his
For the benefits of listeners only, Chris has a background behind him of Adventureland with some snow in it, if that wasn't clear.
I had it last week as well, and you described it
last
then, I
week.
believe. Yeah.
Right, okay.
and I'm wearing a red and white striped top.
I'm wearing a, it's a Hawaiian shirt, but it has little Santas on it, surfing and chilling out by the beach.
And reindeers and tiki heads with Santa hats
Yeah.
on them.
And
I
really,
love it.
apart from a green screen background, I've made no effort whatsoever.
Right, so it's Christmas, so we thought we would do a Christmas Disney quiz for you all today. This is not parks related particularly.
Quizmas.
We just thought we'd all like a little end of year treat, a Quizmas quiz.
Also coming up though, just to keep people on the hook, we've got some embarrassing stories, haven't we, Chris?
We've got the embarrassing stories, and someone is going to win this book today. For people listening, it's this book.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Now then, we've been doing a full round of Disney quizzes over on our Patreon channel with a couple of freebies if you've caught those. And the way we do it is we just ask a question, answer a question, ask a question, answer a question. But because we thought you might like to play at home, and I don't want anyone to ruin anything in the chat, we're going to do 5 questions, answers, 5 questions, answers this time. Okay? So I wondered if you wanted to do some embarrassing stories between the two halves, Chris. What do you think to
Oh,
that?
interesting. I could. You're testing my technical ability here. Yes. Do you want to kick off with an embarrassing story then? I can do that.
Yeah.
Shall I? Okay. Well, so we've got a number of embarrassing stories, and some of them, 2 of them have definite similarities. But we're going to kick off then with one from Andrew Palmer. So Andrew says, not so much embarrassing, but slightly nerve-wracking. I've been fortunate enough to get my hair cut by a dapper Dan at DLP, trying to ask for a bit more off the back in French with an audience staring at you through the window. That's what he said. Now, I've spoken to him since about this very briefly.
I'm trying to think what that is there. In my head, it's un peu derrière. But I'm fairly sure that would get you a different kind of service.
A bit more bum? Is that what you just said?
Exactly. That's what I know is behind. Oh, is it en arrière? No, that's backwards. It's en arrière, isn't it?
Might get you a bum reduction.
It could be, yeah. No, he was talking to me. He said it was very much for show, and so they didn't take as much hair off as he wanted them to, because obviously there's an audience watching what's happening. He said it wasn't that it was embarrassing, but it wasn't particularly great with his pidgin English trying to explain that he wanted them to take more hair off.
I genuinely struggle to get my hair cut here, and I'm being serious. I go to the same place every time, and every time it's different, and I've never mastered a succinct way of getting exactly what I want. And actually once a hairdresser, she asked me something. I said, "Oh, can I have like a number 2 back or 4 back and sides?" So it's number 2. But and she went, "All right, from what to though?" And I went, "What?" She went, "What do you want me to take it from?" Because normally they just cut it on top and then they shave it down. And I looked at her, and then she got a bit angry with me, and I said, "Sorry, I've never been asked this before."
I'm a child of the 90s. I remember when it was easy to get your hair cut because you just had undercut. They literally just lifted all your hair up here, shaved underneath it, and then it all came back down over the top again. Yeah. Easy.
Mark with a K is asking where the hairdressers is. It's just off Main Street. If you're facing the castle, it's on your left. There's a little
going into Liberty Arcade
courtyardy area, and it's just off there. It's in a corner.
It's really, if you go into the Emporium, it's in there, and you walk through the Emporium. It's actually the back left-hand corner of the Emporium. If you're going at it from the outside, it's the little cul-de-sac that sort of leads into Liberty Arcade. But it's worth visiting even if you don't want your hair cutting, because all the little pictures and details I've got in the window, and there's a mirror with the mustache on, and that's a good little selfie spot to get a picture of you with the mustache. And it's a lovely little area back there.
Oh, it's lovely.
I don't think I've ever spent any time there. They tend to have like a meet and greet there, don't they, in that sort of place? I saw the
not there.
Thumpers Missus there. Or somewhere. Oh, okay. Maybe somewhere else.
There's a Coca-Cola cart there.
You like Thumpers Missus?
Thumpers Missus with a beard,
don't you?
She has a beard.
Yeah.
She's buxom.
She's buxom and bearded.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Anyway, there you go.
Right.
So that's entry number 1.
Some, entry with a little bit off the back.
Yeah.
Right. You ready for some quiz? Quiz. Okay.
Quiz is up.
Question 1. In Mickey's Christmas Carol, which Disney character plays the ghost of Christmas past? So have a think about this, guys. I mean, there's plenty of Christmas carols made by Disney, for Disney, on Disney Plus, all kinds. But the one that's got Mickey in it,
you
Mickey's
know-
Christmas Carol, who is the ghost of Christmas past?
For some, I've watched this twice recently, and for some reason, I'm drawing a complete blank.
Same, exactly the same view.
No, I've got it. But I've just realised
adjust
the
this
reason
while
I'm
you
drawing
do.
a blank, I've got it now, but the reason I'm drawing a blank is because this bit isn't fresh in my mind. And the couple of times we've watched it recently, I must have been out of the room when this was on. I don't remember this character in it at all.
We should have said, by the way, Lucy, just if you do want to chat and stuff, don't put your answers in the thing, because me and you will cheat. So wait until the answers are given out.
Save it for the end. For the finale, guys. Question 2. Which Disney Pixar movie is due for general release via Disney Plus on Christmas Day this year?
Ooh,
Given
that's an
up
interesting one.
on the movie theatres.
Are people playing along, by the way? You can play along.
No,
Have we
Chris
said
has
that?
just specifically said don't play along.
No, I didn't say
You
don't
can play
play
along
along.
in the privacy of your
I said
own
don't
home,
write
just
your
don't put
answers
it in
out.
chat.
Play along.
Yeah,
play along.
yeah.
Please play along.
Play along, but
Try and beat us, because
don't show us your answers.
yeah, but do try and beat us, because Hugh and I are notoriously bad at quizzes, aren't we? Or we seem to be
Yes.
when
Now-
Lucy sets them.
I'm not sure where we're up to on the patrons quiz. What we've seen yet.
We're
but
not at the end yet. We're
we're not
episode
the end,
9.
so we're not gonna.
Ooh, the last episode is a goodie.
It is,
It's a
isn't it?
good one. We finish on a nail biter for that last quiz series.
We really do.
Question
Really
3. Chris, testing your visual memory skills here.
Mm.
When Jack Skellington finds Christmas Town,
Oh yeah.
it is via a door behind the symbol of a Christmas tree
Yeah,
on
it
a
is.
tree trunk.
Mhm.
There are 4 other trees.
For
Can you tell me what symbols are on the other 4 trees?
symbols. Oh.
I mean, they are related to days, but the days aren't explicit, so I chose to go with symbols.
Oof.
I'm going to give a full point for all 4. If you get 2 or 3, you can have half a point.
Ugh, right. Well, I mean, I know what most of the occasions are, but I can't remember what a symbol is. One of them could be one of 2 things.
I think there's one in particular that's very tricky.
Oh, there's definitely one that I'm drawing a blank on. So
There are 4 others.
4 others.
Now, it's a bit of a funny one because I watched this clip just to check, and I think I can see 6 trees, but you only see the front of Christmas Town, the other 4, and you don't see the other one. So I'm presuming the other one was Halloween, but you don't see it really.
Oh, well, you see, now you just made me
But there
take
shouldn't
one
be
of
a
them away.
door there because he's already in Halloween.
Well, he is.
land.
Yeah, that's very true.
Or
I can
it
only
might
think
just
of
be
2.
another holiday that they're not showing us.
Well, I've got 3 things down, 3 symbols. They might not be the right symbols though, and they might not even be the right occasion.
I've just thought of one.
I think I need you to put symbols because the occasion is not necessarily explicit.
Yeah, so it's one that's missing for me. It's one
Right.
that's missing. One occasion I cannot think of.
You can come back to it. You can come back to it while you.
Well, I've got a
The
guess.
questions.
Well, I'm running out of room though to put the rest of my answers now, so that's all right. Go on, carry on.
Okay. In Olaf's Frozen Adventure,
Oh yeah.
who does Kristoff make an effigy of as part of his Christmas tradition?
I don't know the name. It's.
I love it when I ask a question on a quiz. I used to do pub quizzes weekly, basically, called pub quizzes. And I love it when you have a question that is
I've got
hidden
it.
in a lyric, because then you just see the whole pub going.
I don't actually know the lyrics to that song. I know roughly the type of name it's got, but I can't. I've written something down that's definitely wrong.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to write these down now because I've started doing it with like hand drawn on my phone, and it's got to the point where I can't read what I've written, so I'm now typing it. But that means that when it comes to writing the answers down in a minute, I'm gonna have to figure them all out.
I got very tempted then to sneak a look at Lucy's pad, which is down here, but
He doesn't do that.
I like a
stuff.
pure game.
He does.
Go on then.
Right, we do have a part question now. We have a Disneyland Paris question. Why are you doing this? Is Disneyland Paris.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go,
I mean, yeah.
Chris, how
No,
can
I'm
you
just.
go-
I'm thinking about my form.
Disneyland
I was in the
Paris.
Patreon's pub quiz then for a second, and I was just thinking, oh no, not park questions. I always do terrible at park questions.
Not when it's a Paris question, you don't. You just
Well,
don't
we'll
like
see.
the world park questions. So, and this isn't a tricky one. During the Christmas season, which song is mixed with It's a Small World for the holiday layover? I don't mean layover. Do I mean layover?
There.
Yeah, I do mean layover.
I would say that was an easy one.
I think so.
So I think we can crack on.
Yeah.
Well, that's halfway through. That's your 5.
Yeah, I mean, crack on.
Cool.
Do some embarrassing stories.
So do you want embarrassing stories? Well, do embarrassing stories, then answers.
Yes, and give everyone
for anyone who has
a
to
bit of
think.
time to think about your answers. Yeah. Do you want to read the
Yes.
questions out again quickly for everybody
Yeah.
at home?
In Mickey's Christmas Carol, which character plays the ghost of Christmas past? Which Disney Pixar movie is due for general release on Disney Plus on Christmas Day this year? Question 3, what are the other 4 trees in the clearing in the woods when Jack Skellington finds Christmas Town? What's the symbols? Question 4, in No Last Frozen Adventure, who does Kristoff make an effigy of? And question 5, which song is mixed with It's a Small World in the holiday layover?
Good. Right. Shall I read out some more embarrassing stories then?
Yes.
Right. Well, just before I do, I'm going to apologise to somebody because somebody sent in an entry that was fairly similar to this one, but I don't have the name of who it was, so I can't remember who it was, and I'm very, very sorry that I haven't written it down. But this particular one comes from somebody who's watching right now. It's from Mark Chester. Mark says, my entry for most embarrassing Disneyland experience has to be awarded to my wife for being almost blinded by a dive-bombing seagull attempting to steal ice cream from her and falling, but instead managed to hit her square in the face with a projectile pile of poo.
Oh!
Luckily,
You
she had
me at
sunglasses
seagull.
on. Luckily, she had sunglasses on and her mouth was closed at the time.
Oh.
I'm severely ornithophobic, like not just saying it. I've been brought into tears in the centre of Manchester because the pigeons get too close to me. And the minute you
really?
said dive bombing seagull, you'd got me. And then the projectile poo was just
You had me at dive bombing seagull.
projectile poo was just a little bonus on that.
I found the other one, so I'm going to read it out now. It's Lizzie Constantino. I apologise for forgetting who you were. What I'd actually done was forgotten that it was in the messages, so I'd missed it out. And Lizzie says, I was watching the Christmas Fantasy Parade and there were dozens and dozens of birds flying around. I was sitting on the curb after the parade and one of the birds pooped right on my leg.
Oh, birds the worst.
There you go.
I'm writing little reminders. So I've got haircut, seagull poo, and poo on leg.
Good. It's good because then you can summarise later for me, Hugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
You taking minutes?
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to 18 months' time when you're flicking through your notebook and you see those and you can't remember why you wrote them. Right, I think it's time for some answers.
Oh, Max says, and thank you to the American lady who came to our rescue.
How did she come to your rescue? Did she beat the
spat.
seagull?
She spat furiously until it washed away.
I like to think, being American, she whipped out a pistol and...
A water pistol.
Yeah. Right. So, who plays the ghost of Christmas past in Mickey's Christmas Carol, boys?
Is it Jiminy Cricket?
It is.
It is Jiminy Cricket. Very good.
Very good.
Did you both get that?
Yeah.
I need to make my
You
marks.
may observe my elf magic message board.
I do.
Oh, I better not.
No, don't show it yet.
Yes.
It's not just...
Which Disney
Kiss.
Pixar movie is due for general release in Disney Plus on Christmas Day?
Soul.
Soul.
Yeah, this is an issue for movie theatre owners, and I'm beginning to get worried. I wasn't for a while, but this apparently Warner Brothers have said that they're not going to release any. Is it for 6 months? They're not going to release any new things to theatres. So
I thought they'd said in 2021 at one point. They said for the whole year.
for all of 2021.
That's what I heard.
So
yeah.
it's all going to HBO Max, and
I think they're going to do it in. Are they going to do it in at the same time? Do both, I think, aren't they? Maybe that's what they're planning for later in the year. I think they said
Perhaps.
all of their releases will be on HBO Max, but I think once cinemas are up and running, they'll do both. I think the idea is that they'll do both at the same time.
we will keep
There's a word for that,
following
isn't there? I can't remember what the word is.
We like our Marvel cinema
Goodness.
visits, and we'll keep an eye on that. So Soul, correct.
Woohoo.
Right. Jack Skeleton and his symbols.
Oh.
Who wants to go?
I've got 3 symbols.
Mhm.
I've written 4 down, but the 4th one I'm not too confident on.
What have you got?
An egg for Easter, like a clover for St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh.
A turkey for Thanksgiving was a guess, bit of a guess. And then I've put fireworks because all I could think of was 4th of July.
Ooh.
Right. I've got turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I put rabbit, which seems a bit on the nose because I was going to put egg, but I put rabbit and a heart for maybe Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
Valentine's Day. Of course it is. It is Valentine's Day.
Well, you've both got half a point.
What?
Chris, I'm very impressed you got the 4-leaf clover. I
Yeah.
thought that would be the one that wouldn't
That
go in.
I had
that
a
one's
vague-
ingrained in me.
I had a memory of like something like that, like a lesser holiday. Sorry to any Irish people listening, but a lesser holiday than Christmas, you know, like
Yeah.
don't get too excited because it is lesser than Christmas. I'm not
But
sure.
yeah,
not sure. I had a mulled wine earlier. So.
The answer is
I can tell.
heart, clover, egg, and turkey. Heart.
Oh,
So you got half a
I
point.
got heart and turkey.
Yes,
I
you
got
got
3
half
of
a
them.
point.
I got 3
Oh,
of them.
you see, it doesn't
Do I
seem
get
fair that you
3/4 of
got
a
3
point?
and he got 2. Does it? I should give you 3/4 of a point.
Just give a point for every right answer and just give
Yeah.
9 points for the first
Thing
round.
is, I did specify before it started. I'm changing my mind now, but I did specify that if you got 2 or 3, you would get half a point. So I'm going to
There we go.
stick to
That's
that.
fine.
But you get a little bit more respect than he gets.
If it's a tie,
And right.
you always
so.
do.
if it's a
to be
tie,
fair.
Chris wins by half a point. Yeah,
There we go.
Perhaps.
something like that.
Okay. What is Christoph's effigy of?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what I've written because I know it's wrong.
Go
I
on
couldn't
then.
think of it, so I've just put lemongrass.
Well, that's not. That's.
It's something like that. I know it's wrong, and it's something like.
You're going to
that.
kick yourself, but you're close. Go on, Chris.
It's Flemmy the fungus troll.
It is. It's
called
Right.
Leningrass or something like that, isn't
no
it?
Flemingrad.
Flemingrad.
It's
Flemingrad.
called
That's it.
Flemingrad. Is spoken about as Flemingrad and he's sung about as Flemmy the fungus troll. So I was going to accept either.
Lemongrass and what is it?
Flemingrad.
Flemingrad. They rhyme.
Well,
so obviously it was in there somewhere.
They don't rhyme. They at least assonate.
Yes, they
So it's
assonate.
something.
Half a point for assassination. Congratulations.
That should be a rule in all tests and exams, shouldn't it? And the final one.
So Chris gets that, and I don't.
I'm going to ask Hugh to continue this little mashup. It's a small world after all.
Bum, 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 jingle. Hang on.
Oh, pick a note. It's a small world after all.
Bum, 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 jingle bells, jingle all the way.
There you go. That's the answer.
I was having
Yeah, I got Jingle
an
Bells.
octave issue there. It wasn't a key. It was the octave I was afraid of. There we are, jingle bells.
Is
It's
that
not in
just-
focus at all, is it? But there you go.
So-
There's
Oh,
my
I've just
answers.
had to rip some
So hang on.
hair out to
Point.
do that.
Well, Chris has definitely won because he got. Yeah, well, Chris has won.
Hooray!
Well,
Yeah.
he's won this
He's
round.
got 4.5.
He's won this
And
round.
you've got
Again, I'm the
3.5.
plucky underdog.
Yeah.
I'm always a plucky underdog. But let's see if I can pull it back.
right.
How'd the rest of you get on? Did you do better than us? Did one of you get them all? I bet you did.
There's some chats going down. I can see it.
Do you want me to read out another one?
Yeah.
Just keep them coming.
Yeah.
Okay, who's
Embarrassing
next on my list of embarrassing stories? Is Tilly. Tilly says, okay, so in my late teens and early 20s, I worked lots of Star Wars and comic conventions and was fortunate to regularly meet a few of the top guys working the circuit and get to know them. Fast forward to a date in my mid-20s, chatting about movies and celebs, and I started to name drop people that I knew. That in itself is cringe enough. I was talking about Jeremy Bullock and how I knew him and was exaggerating somewhat, bearing in mind I had worked with him a few times and making it sound like me and Jeremy are besties. But this guy had no interest in Star Wars and just looked at me and said in a sarcastic tone, "And who's he then? Sandra Bullock's dad?" Now, I'm not the quickest of people and just started to elaborate on how I'd only met his wife, not his daughter. I was met with roars of laughter as this guy just thought I was the biggest loser, trying to name drop and make out that I knew some celebs and just stumbling over the whole thing and making a tit out of myself. It doesn't sound like much, so I'm not sure it counts, but I was so embarrassed. Needless to say, I never tried to talk the big talk or name drop anymore.
Well, I'd have been very impressed with Jeremy Bullock. Because Boba Fett is like my favourite Star Wars character, and I'd have been like, "Wow, that's amazing!"
I like how the story.
Bonnie just came to the glass kitchen door.
Oh,
and we tried to get to come in to say hello to you all, but she went.
You don't get this on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
She went back to bed. Sorry, Chris, go on.
No, I was just going to say I like how the story starts about telling a story about how you knew a celebrity, and then ends with I don't name drop anymore. I think you get extra points for that.
Very good.
Very good.
I've
got three more to tell you.
The person that came off worse in that was the date.
I agree with you there. Completely agree. I just felt sorry for you, Tilly, that he would behave like such an ass. So, yeah.
Okay, let's get on with this quiz, shall we? Another round?
Yes.
So, question 6. Which series of Disney Christmas movies follows the trials of Scott Calvin? The sound you just heard then was Hugh's magnetic.
This it's supposed to have like some kind of way of clearing it, but I don't know what that is other than taking it out. Oh, do you know what I think it is? Should be a separator that.
For those listening, this is one of those magnetic boards.
I've worked it out, but don't matter. I've just done it the old-fashioned way. Right, okay. Let me just write
like
the
a
answer.
cheap Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah. Poor man's Etch-a-Sketch.
I had many of those when I was a child.
There.
Question
7.
I nearly said 2 then, and then I realised that we're on the second round. Question 7. Which Christmas sequel to a Disney classic features the new characters Angelique, Forte, and Fife?
I didn't quite. That question confused me. Can you say it again, please?
Which Christmas-themed sequel to a Disney classic
right
features the new characters that aren't in the classic? Angelique, Forte, and Fife.
Got it.
I think I've got it.
Well, I've written an answer down.
Yeah, it must be that. Right.
And I have a couple of Lucy-style facts to go with that answer when we eventually, fire it at you. Question 8. How many characters does Jim Carrey voice in Robert Zemeckis' never say his name, A Christmas Carol?
Gosh.
Oh,
it's a guess. I'm going for it.
Me too. I've gone for a guess as well.
For it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was quick. I thought we might this is going to be done.
Well, it's just, if you don't know the answer.
It's one of those, yeah, like, I mean, in Christmas Carol, well, there's not much to talk about, is there? It's like, well, it could either just be these ones, or it could be that, or it could be extra, it could be whatever.
Yeah, agreed.
Just a guess.
I've guessed as well. I don't know the film at all, so I completely guessed.
This is the kind of part question you do sigh at, Chris.
This is my kind of part question.
What is the full name of the after-hours Christmas party held in the Magic Kingdom in November and December every year, except this year?
I have no idea.
Really? After all the vlogs, all the hours of vlogs you've watched?
Wow.
Flemmy the fungus troll.
I've written something.
I've written something wrong. I've written something wrong.
It's definitely not that.
Okay.
Is there balls in it?
Which of these is not a movie in the Buddies franchise?
Ooh.
Santa Buddies, Snow Buddies, Jingle Buddies.
Ooh. Okay.
For those who aren't sure, the Buddies movie, it's for those without kids, really. The Buddies movies are those absolutely awful movies with 6 dogs with CG mouths who run around having really tame adventures.
Yeah. They're great.
Are they? Okay, good.
I once bought a box set of them. There's about 6 like thin DVD cases, and I split them into 2 and give them as 2 separate gifts to people.
Oh,
that you don't
see,
like.
that would have been a bad enough gift.
One of
for
them was
one
your mum.
person. I know.
Because she likes like cute dog films.
She likes films like Beethoven
She
and K9.
probably didn't watch it.
No.
Any of them.
You know. Right, that feels like that's gone really quick, that quiz.
That did go really quick, didn't it?
Come in.
Have we got a celebrity visit?
Yeah,
We
come
do.
in, Bonnie. Come in.
Come on,
say hello.
Bonnie.
All these people who listen to our
She's walking like this.
podcast
Come in,
won't
come
know
say
what you
hello.
look like, and they want to see what you
Come
look
say
like.
hello to the people.
Fortunately, though, Bonnie, you're only going to see me, and you can't hear me
Hi.
either.
In a Disney
Hello.
pajamas.
What are you doing up, Bonnie?
Can we test your knowledge?
What are you doing up so late? What happened?
We were too loud.
Are we too noisy? All right, we'll try and keep it down.
Okay.
Night night. Wow, imagine.
Do you not tell her not to slam doors?
Imagine your child coming down and telling you to keep it down.
Oh, that was lovely.
Right. So I think while people mull over those rather easy questions,
Mhm.
we should have another embarrassing story. So what do you think?
I'm all over it. The next embarrassing story comes from Mercedes, who you may know from Chat Disney. She started off, she's stories I have, but almost slipping down the stairs near Pirates of the Caribbean in January was pretty tragic. It was my good friend at Steffi91 who caught me, thank God. Otherwise, I would have definitely broken something.
Oh no. Public falling. There's nothing worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I once saw an old lady slip in the middle of Manchester, and there were enough people around to help, but I was stood by a big pillar, and I thought, well, there's no point me going as well. There's like 5 people around her. But then I didn't want anyone to look on and watch me watching the scene and not doing anything. So I slipped back behind the pillar and just stayed there for a bit. Right, go on.
I'm going to tell my embarrassing story now before we do the answers.
Go on then.
Mine's like an embarrassing photo, really. When I did Run Disney, you go to the exhibition centre to pick up your bibs and everything, and they've got loads of companies who've got stands trying to promote themselves. They were giving away free bottles of Vitel water, and they had a photo pass location, which you've probably seen like these before. You go on like a diving board above a ball pool, and they have a stop motion camera, and they ask you to fall off the diving board, and then they give you like 4 photos of yourself going into the ball pool from above.
Okay.
Now, I'd watched loads of other people doing this, and they were going in and they were doing these jumps like they're on Biker Grove. They were falling back majestically like crucifixes. And I'd decided, I'm in the queue for like a good sort of 20 minutes, sort of planning out my style. Bearing in mind, I did Run Disney on my own. So I was on my own in the queue and taking the photo. And I forgot what horrific vertigo I have. And the minute I got to the top of the diving board, anyone who's got proper vertigo knows it. I'm going to do it. Just feels like you're being pushed downwards the whole time. Okay. So I got to the top, and this whole idea of like flinging myself in this beautiful dancer pose back into the ball pool just went to pot. And this is not acted. This is the genuine look of fear and terror.
We'll tweet this.
You're going to need to tweet these.
It was on my face.
We'll tweet it.
See, this is the full 4.
Under the hashtag 37 Disney Street Vertigo, and you'll be able to see these.
There was
I'll tweet.
nothing posed about that story.
I'll tweet it now
I
because
just dissolved into the pool.
I often forget. I'll just tweet that. No, I'll tweet the whole thing.
Oh, you've both got pretty decent embarrassing stories. I don't feel like I've got any. The most embarrassed I got was when
Yeah, I heard mine yet.
Well, yeah, true. The most embarrassed I got was when we went to Disney the first time to Disneyland Paris, and we'd been inside the shop next to Buzz Lightyear, and Lucas had lost his ears, and I'm not kidding, yeah, not his real ears, yeah. I must have spent an hour and a half walking back over everywhere we've been to try and find them, and I just suddenly realised over at Small World, I bet he lost them in there. So I went back into the shop, and sure enough, I found them underneath one of the displays. They were there. There was no tag on them or anything, so I knew they were his. but the embarrassment of just picking them up and going, oh yeah, there they are. They're my son's ears.
Yes,
I'm not stealing them and walking out was horrible. I hated it.
The thing with stuff like that, Chris, is sometimes you do feel dodgy and you feel guilty, and I get it all the time, but other times I think, you know what? I'm not stealing anything. So once I've got that in my head, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I have all the confidence in the world.
And then you do steal some things as well.
It's like woe betide anyone who stops him then. 'Cause he's like, what?
It's like sometimes, there's a sign next to changing rooms that says, please ask a member of staff before trying something on. And sometimes I'll just go in. I won't ask. And I think, well, I'm not stealing anything.
You absolute renegade.
So, I'll just pretend I haven't seen the sign. And then I'll be like, sorry, I didn't see it. And, I'm not stealing anything. So
my view on you is completely changed.
I've tweeted that picture if anyone wants to get a close look at it. It's not, it looks blurry, but Lucy's blurry in the photograph.
Because of that. Right, question 6. So we've watched all 3 of these in the last week. That might have given Hugh an advantage. I apologise. Which Christmas movies follow the trials of Scott Calvin?
I've guessed at the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Correct.
I didn't know what his name was. Not a clue.
The second one's the best one.
Correct.
Correct. Bonus point.
Which Christmas sequel featured the new characters Angelique, Forte, and Fife?
Well, I would assume.
Yeah, me too.
It was Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas.
Yeah, I would have said so.
Correct.
Them French names kind of give it away, don't they?
Yeah.
A little bit.
This is, to my heart, my second favourite Christmas film. I'm not telling you it's good. I'm not saying that we would give it 100 out of 100 if we reviewed it, but it really has a very, very close place to my heart, and I watch it every year, but I watch it on my own.
You should have said that instead of this, because it makes it sound like you were talking about the upcoming question for Christmas Carol. It's your second favourite.
I'm still talking about this because I've got some rather good facts about this that I think both you and Chris will like.
Okay.
First of all is, of those new characters, Angelique and Forte were Bernadette Peters and Tim Curry, who starred together as Lily St. Regis and the Rooster.
Easy Street.
You like that?
Easy Street. Why does he say it? I hate that.
He goes,
no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. He goes, Easy Street. And I don't know why.
That is the best bit in that film for me. That and the is he called Punjab, the Sikh guy, climbing up the thing to rescue him.
Okay, in general,
how sort of inappropriate
it is inappropriate.
It is entirely, but it was a character in the comic book. That's why he's there, isn't it?
And he's a Jedi.
The third of the 3 new characters, Fife, was voiced by Pee Wee Herman. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Paul Rubens. I shouldn't say Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens, the guy who plays him. But this is the fact that I think you would like. There were 2 characters from the original Beauty and the Beast who did not renew their voice performances. One was Chip, because
too old.
It was
like, hey Ma, is the bedtime yet?
So that was played by Haley Joel Osment. But the second one was Hal Smith, and he originally played the horse Philippe. But sadly, Hal Smith died. Sadly, so he was replaced.
Is this a Where's Welcome moment?
This is a Where's Welcome moment.
Well, I haven't got the jingle, so it's tough.
Oh no!
No, well, you have to tell me about these things. Prepare me for it.
I should.
I shall sing it. Where's Welcome? There you go.
Don't forget, Bonnie's told us to be quiet.
Oh, she has told us to be quiet already. So that was Frank Welker.
Not that quiet. Bob Bergen's the new Frank Welker, isn't he? He's the roles that you think would be Frank Welker when we're doing the classics.
Regularly now,
it's Bob Bergen. Is it Bob Bergen?
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to say yes. Yes.
Something probably. Bergen.
Yeah. I'll have to make him a jingle.
Jim Carrey voiced 4 characters in A Christmas Carol.
I didn't have a clue.
He voiced Scrooge and the 3 ghosts.
Well, I knew that, but I thought, I bet there are other ones, so I put 7.
Yeah. Bit Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. I put 7 as well, by the way, Hugh.
Oh, did you? Oh, well.
Yeah.
A bit Tom Hanks in Polar Express.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, fair enough. Right, the Christmas party.
Okay, do you know it?
Yes. Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas. No, I haven't put that. What have you put, Chris?
Mickey's Christmas Bash.
I put Mickey's Magical magical Mickey's magical Christmas. I know it's not that.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Right.
Oh, we should know that party in it somewhere.
Yeah. So sadly, no one. I haven't been keeping track of this, guys.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
We've both got 2.
1, 2 each, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is your final question. Chris is in the lead by 1. So we need to get a tie. We need Hugh to get this and Chris not, or just let Chris win.
Well, I think we're both going to get this.
Which of these is not a movie in the Buddy franchise? Was it Santa Buddies, Snow Buddies, or
I thought you said
Buddies?
bloody franchise then. Is it Jingle
Chris.
Buddies?
Yeah, I've said that too.
Because
Right.
there's
Yes,
a
it
film
is
called
Jingle
Snow
Buddies.
Buddies and there's a film called Santa Buddies, isn't there? I knew
And
that.
also with a little bit of manipulation that no, I'm not gonna let's just leave it there. Well, yeah, I think you could mishear that as something else, which would be a racial slur, is what I'm saying. From this I don't know, 60s or 50s, 60s, a horrible racial slur.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it wouldn't be anything remotely close to that. Which
Okay.
this sounds like.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait
Got it.
to make it go dark. Hugh,
I should.
thank you.
Shall I do some embarrassing
Right.
stories?
Yes.
Yeah, mine's. I was on a podcast
do
and I brought up a racial slur. No.
Do yours, go on.
Mine was the first time we went in 2001, I think, summer.
Yep.
We went down to the castle stage to watch the Winnie the Pooh show, and we were sat near the front. And before the show started, a cast member came up and was like, "Excuse me, you speak English?" And he said, "Would we like to be in the show?" So when it came to it, we were invited onto the stage, and we had to catch carrots that were being fired out of holes, or they've been fired out of something. We had to catch them. But I got a bit too excited. At one point, I almost stepped on, is it Mole? Mole's head. Mole was peeping out of this hole in the stage, and I almost stepped on him. And one of the cast members...
Mole from Winnie the Pooh? Gopher.
Oh, Gopher. What else? Oh, we had to like dance around. And the only way to do that, because it was too embarrassing, was to really go for it and just kind of take the mick. So I did that. Also, like I was getting too excited with the carrot catching. I was really going for it. But when you're going for it, and you sort of lose your sense of like cool. And like I had long hair, my hair was like flopping about like manically. Anyway, to try and reclaim some like cred as we left, I thought I'll shout something funny out. So as we walked off the stage, I went, "I love you, Rabbit." But it was really aggressive. And Rabbit just kind of looked at me. And we went and slinked off back to the bench.
Having ruined dozens of children.
I'll never forget the look on Rabbit's face. He just kind of went, "Okay."
Have you seen the same look on the face of dozens of girls in bars?
What?
There we go.
Uh-huh.
Right. Hugh, just a quick question. What I just noticed, what are you drinking?
Hey, ole, it's showtime! All together! Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki cup.
It's Ribena. I've got it here. It's Ribena Winter Spice.
Oh, you put that on Facebook the other day. Sounds
You can
nice.
serve it hot, and it's basically mulled wine for kids.
Nice. I'm not sure what my eyes were doing during that jingle, but it wasn't pleasant. So I apologize to anyone who was focusing on me during that. Maybe next time don't. Very
Nice,
good.
Very nice.
Yeah. Shall I give you the other embarrassing stories? There were 2 left. Oh, by the way, have I won the quiz?
Yeah.
Did we get that out of
And
the way?
Chris has won the quiz.
Yes. Oh, well, let it change me. I never win
You know what
anything.
you've won, Chris? Respect.
Respect.
Let's get on to the other winning then. There are 2 more stories remaining, and I have to say, and I'm prepared to let other people give their own opinions here, but these are my favorite 2 stories of the ones. I saved them for last for that very reason. So I'm going to go first of all to Hannah, who may be watching today. I don't know, live, I don't know. So Hannah says, my embarrassing story was from a while ago. Back in 1996, me and the family went to DLP and I begged my mum to stand in a 120-minute queue to see the Disney princesses. It was Ariel. Not bad. Hey?
Yeah.
Now, I was only 4 at the time, but I managed to ruin everyone's day by crying and throwing a bit of a wobbly because Ariel had a hairy belly button. So not only wasting everybody's time, but probably made the princess cry at my rudeness. I haven't watched Little Mermaid since. If Ariel's watching, I do not judge as I did when I was 4, and I am very, very sorry.
Wait a minute. Was Ariel betailed in the pavilion? I thought she was in a dress in the pavilion.
Who knows?
I don't know.
She was beheaded, whatever.
Maybe she was wearing a crop top.
Could be.
She must have been betailed.
I like that story.
Yes.
I like that story as well. So let's see.
You've no control over your past self at 4, have you?
No.
And people never let you forget it.
So let's listen to our last story then. This is from Susie. Now we know Susie because she's a friend of the show. Susie says, I was vlogging in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on around me. And I actually walked through a proposal, a guy down on one knee to a girl, and I walked in between them. I just sauntered in between and said, sorry, not knowing I was ruining this guy's big moment. I never even noticed. It was my family who walked around the couple and told me what I'd done. Whoops.
I did exactly the same thing. Lucy was like, you just walked through a proposal. Some guy was filming it for his mates, and then they were there, and I just walked straight through. But it must happen all the time, because I would imagine was completely unaware.
Well, if you do feel the need to drop to your knee and propose in a busy place, then you get what you deserve, don't you? Really?
Are you going to make us pick which one of those?
Well, how many were there, Chris? Because I was writing a little recap, but I've only got 6, and I believe there was maybe one more, 7 maybe.
In total, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 2 bird poos, 1 haircut.
Yeah,
haircut.
Ariel.
Yeah,
falling over. Proposal.
Boba Fett.
That was Tilly's, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
Right. Well, for me, the one that tickled me the most was the hairy belly button.
Yes.
Because it's a funny image. Yes. Is that the most embarrassing story?
I don't know. I mean, probably more embarrassing for a mother than it was for her, wasn't it?
And for Ariel.
And also, I don't want to write off either of the poo ones because they're similar. This is something that happens to me in a cartoonist competition that I enter occasionally. Is if 2 of the ideas are similar, that means they both get written off, not like even considered because they're the same.
And the thing is about the proposal one, is that
I've done it
after the event, when you told, you're like, oh gosh, that was really embarrassing. But in the actual moment, it's not. You haven't felt embarrassed.
No, not at all.
Do you know what I mean?
I imagine if we go to Susie's YouTube channel, we can probably find this exact thing because she sent me an audio track of it.
Oh no.
For me, it's between seagull poo in the eyes, and even though I kind of almost discounted it, I'd still like the hairy belly button one.
Yes, I agree. It probably is between those 2.
Well,
what are your thoughts?
Should we let Lucy just
no.
Now, Lucy, you can destroy someone's hopes and dreams right here, or you can make someone feel on top of the world.
There's an interesting thing here as well for me because Mark's story is actually his wife's embarrassing story, but he told it. So really, if Mark wins, his wife should win the book. And the Ariel story is really a story that... Go on.
Yeah. Is this... was it Hannah?
Yes.
I'm just imagining Hannah at a family event, there's a family wedding or something like that. And she's having a nice time as a grown-up, feeling secure in herself and her own personality. And somebody brings up something she did when she was 4.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm imagining that because that's the worst. Isn't that the worst? And then everyone piles on and go, oh, yeah, I remember that. And you were doing this. And that would be awfully embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I think that
All the
that
family
is the
call her
only
hair
story. It lingers. It's like a bad fart. I think that story will follow her around. And for that reason, I think that we should pour balm on her wounds with a Disney word search book.
Ariel wins.
Yeah.
There you go. Congratulations. I will be in touch to arrange sending this out to you. If any of you would like a copy of this book, and this pluggity plug, it's available on Amazon. Just search for the Big Book of Disney Word Search Puzzles by Bob Sangwell, and it's there, and you can buy it. So there you go. And it's good as well because it's got like little facts on every page as well as the word search itself. So it's all kinds of interesting stuff in there. There you go.
Bonnie's just come to tell us she's still got to get sleep. We've nearly finished, Bonnie, and then we'll come up and tuck you in.
We're going to say bye.
She's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, she's getting a bit stressed out that she can't sleep. First thing she does instead of going to sleep is she sits there thinking, I can't sleep.
We've all been there.
Mark with a Q in the chat's just asked where I proposed to Lucy, and technically it was in Cambridge. I like to think it was the night before when we were still in Cambridge. We were sat on a bench and it was misty everywhere on these big grounds. I don't even know where it was, some kind of park, and there was just us in this park. And just
one
these,
of the universities.
Just these street lights, these like old lamps lighting up all this mist. And I said, "Nice, isn't it?" And Lucy went, "Yeah, it's perfect." But I didn't have the ring on me, so I did it the next day. But we'd had an argument first. So I like to think she should tell people. And if I could go back in time, I'd say, sod the ring. Don't matter about the ring. Get the ring later, from the hotel. So I like to think I did it on that misty night in Cambridge by the light of the street lamps.
But you know what? The actual story makes it a lot nicer because I have a similar thing, which is that when I proposed to Laura, we were at a place called Redworth Hall in Durham, a hotel, and I took her out to this building in the grass, and I made her walk through the dewy grass, and she got a split in her boot, so the water was all seeping through and soaking her. And I'm like, no, just come and have a look at it. It's lovely. Come and have a look. And so I walked into it, and she stood there going like with her arms folding, going. Ugh. Eventually managed to drag her through there, and proposed to her. And I proposed by saying, "Will you marry me?" Look, it's a genuine diamond. I've got a certificate for it. To which she replied, "Can you show me the certificate?" And then eventually she said yes. That's a far better story
signing the prenup.
After going over the certificate with her solicitor.
Yeah, exactly. It's a far nicer story when you don't leave out the detail, rather than just saying, "Oh, we went to this lovely hotel and we went to this great building." Blah blah blah.
Sometimes when I hear like, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend he planted loads of roses." And then the next spring, we flew a helicopter over it, and they spelled out, "Will you marry me?" And I just think, "Oh, get a grip." Yeah, that's not the real world.
No, doesn't matter how we got here. We got here, and now I've got a star in my head.
There we are.
Yeah,
that was a romantic moment.
It's caught on a staple.
It feels like we're reaching an end here, doesn't it?
It does. I think fate is telling us to wrap up. So I just want to
Bonnie's telling us to wrap up.
I just want to mention that I have done an explaining DVD video, and I am going to do some more that explains different, not DVD, DVC.
Matt
Disney
Chester
Vacation.
congratulated you on the chat for it.
Talk about DVC.
I didn't mean to play it again, sorry.
So if anyone wants to, listen to me talk about DVC, I'm going to do so at length over the next few weeks. So have a look at the YouTube channel, and there's something for you to enjoy there.
Yay.
And then handing over to you boys if you have anything else to say.
Oh, be sure to listen if you haven't to our Muppet Christmas episode, because something magical happens if you haven't heard it. And we're doing next week a bit of a Disney Plus Christmas special.
A threefer.
We're doing a threefer, yeah.
Yeah. And I know, just one last thing. I know this is YouTube right now, so if you're watching, it probably doesn't apply, but if you're listening and you happen to listen on iTunes, do us a favor and give us a review, would you? It'd just be really nice to get some more reviews in there and stuff. Yeah,
it's back to number one in where was it?
And if you
Swaziland at the moment, number one in Swaziland.
Wow.
Macau, we were number one in Macau for a while, weren't we?
Yeah, Swaziland. Oh, and Afghanistan as well, apparently. There you go. I'm going to play some music now so we can go.
Okay.
We'll see you all later, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go tuck our child into bed.
Very good. She's running. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.